between Shaun Murphy and Jamie Jones. As has been mentioned, Shaun leads 5 frames to 4. Was 5-2, but Jamie made breaks of 94 and 114, so wonderfully poised this afternoon.
Yeah, 5-2. Shaun Murphy was in control of this match and would have had thoughts of leading 7-2 and breaking the back of the match. That's what you try to do. You try and win it in the first session and try and almost coast to victory in the second session. But as John said, 2 magnificent breaks. It's got Jamie Jones right back in this match.
And he's already achieved a feat of at least 500 to 1, Jamie Jones, because that's what he would have been to beat Liang Wenbo, 10 frames to 0 minimum. That is an unbelievable scoreline. I spoke to him in the players' lounge just before he came out yesterday, and I said, well, were you brilliant? And he wasn't very good. He said, well, to be honest with you, he said, I'm not being cocky about it. He said, it's as good as I've ever played. He said, everything was just perfect. Position, safety, potting. He said, I just played as well as I've ever played. So I'll be looking for a bit more of that this afternoon. He's got to be a little wary of not promoting a red towards the corner here. Excellent cue ball though. Very good shot. Very good.
Yeah, and of course now he's glad that he's put a red near that right corner, having got the snooker. Nice positive safety shot. Bring some reds into play. Anything but thick here. And that's a pretty good contact on the red. That's an excellent reply from Jamie Jones. Brilliant shot.
You've definitely become a pundit, Stephen, since you're critiquing safety shots. Well, you can see the safety success of both players. It's the 1% between them, but that was as good a shot as Jamie's played safety-wise in the match. Totally agree with Stephen, that was a beauty. And this is a problem for Shaun Murphy. Can't really come off the side cushion and drop into the side of the pack. Well, maybe he could on the left-hand side if he can get off the side cushion. That's the one he's looking at. Only got a smaller target. It's not got the usual full length of the pack to drop into here, so it has to be accurate. Those 3 reds to the left of the pink, maybe. Just slipped past him, as I say. It was he's left the red on for Jamie. It was a really small target there.
Both players before they came out would have been praying for first good chance in this opening frame. Jamie Jones obviously to get level. Sean Murphy to try and go 2 frames clear again. It's Jamie that's at the table with an excellent chance to score a right few points here. A few times yesterday got to 30-40 and was losing his cue ball. It cost him some frames, so I'm just going to concentrate on that today.
6.
Yeah, you can see by his cue action there, Jamie, he's very much left-eyed as a snooker player. You see when he cues up, it's most players have one eye stronger than the other, and in Jamie's situation, you can see it there underneath his left. As long as you can deliver that cue in a straight line, doesn't really matter. But yeah, first chance, and with the black available, everything you hope for this.
14.
Wasn't hoping for that. May have just got away with it. Didn't want the cannon at all on that red. Needed to have a bit more screw on that to avoid bouncing off the cushion, but if he's landed on it, he's been quite fortunate.
Two.
Clean that cross at 2. Okay, slightly mid-range, but both of them have been very well struck. Just builds the confidence up.
He looks pretty intense. Jamie Jones looks very focused, looks up for it. It's all about Sean Murphy as a seed to match that intensity. This is the last thing he would want as the seed in the first round, is have a battle
38.
today. As I say, he was 5-2 up. But if the first few minutes of this first frame, anything to go by, that's what he's going to have. Exactly the start
39.
Jamie Jones wanted.
Taking all these loose reds nicely so far.
46.
Picking them off one by one. Obviously one on the right hand side available. But after he takes this one, nothing else in that cluster looks readily available, so he'll have to move them at some point.
47.
Well, they're an ideal bunch to go into if you get level with the black. The 2 reds nearest to the black in the bunch go right through the middle of those, and you can't see it. You can't imagine not coming on anything. So he just wants to be level in the black
54.
and stun the cue ball through that gap of the 2 reds.
$55.
Now, would you stun into these, or would you play a screw shot into them?
Well, the cue ball's travelled maybe an inch too far to play the stun, but he's certainly still be going for that gap. He just didn't get the gap exactly, flicked the left-hand red quite full, and that's why he's on nothing. Well, nothing easy.
62.
And you see he catches the left red first. he's maybe a bit hypercritical. To say, you know, possibly a little bit unlucky, deserved to be in something easy. He's playing the pot. Oh, great shot, right in the middle of the pocket. Nice recovery.
63.
Lovely shot. I was joking with him before he came out. We saw him in the lounge upstairs, and I was saying, if you drop us a few bob, we'll say nice things about you, but we don't have to. He's doing it all himself. Very impressive.
67.
Oh, he won't be entirely happy with that positional shot. He had a big margin for error to finish on a red to either corner. This should have been a lot easier. The red he needs. That's all from the positional shot for the brown.
Jamie Jones, 67.
Break. Big favourite to take this opening frame.
Yeah, just as I say, it sounds like you're being critical, but that would have been great just to have dished up completely there. Made sure Sean didn't come back to the table, keep him cold and away from it, but wasn't to be. But yeah, excellent break, 67. Obviously a couple of reds on the side cushion, so far from easy for Sean, but would have been nice if he could have kept him away from the table for a bit.
Again, be careful not to put a red over that left corner. I think if I was Sean, I'd been almost tempted to take on the red down the right-hand side cushion because he's putting reds and more red safe.
100%. I mean, I was looking at the shot thinking, you're just going to make a clearance so much harder for yourself. I mean, obviously the one on the right-hand side, at least he's right-handed, he could take. One red on the left, but now he's put another two over there. I might have been thinking of another shot before that one. And he didn't play particularly well with the weight of the cue ball on top of that, so wasn't a great shot that by a long stretch.
The one thing Sean has got in his favour to make a clearance is because there's 6 reds, he's got a bit of room for error, which the colours he can take. Doesn't have to take all blacks. So if he does get a shot to nothing, he can afford a bulk colour off it. Although this kiss in the brown might seal his fate in this first frame.
Didn't see him missing that. That could be a big mistake. Wasn't difficult.
Yeah, and that'll give Sean Murphy a lift. Even if he doesn't win this frame, it shows that if there's a pressure shot on, his opponent is likely, or it's possible he can miss them. That was frame ball. And that's Sean's first pot in 45 minutes of play. As I said before, he doesn't need to concentrate on pinks and blacks exclusively here. He's got a bit of room.
Yeah, another thing to mention, of course, is Jamie's miss sort of changed the landscape of the table quite a bit, so not maybe quite as difficult as they were before the reds. If he does clear up, this will really hurt.
6. Seven.
John mentioned earlier, if Jamie was able to win that, the frame in one visit when he was in, clear the table. He hasn't done, and now his opponent has got his hand on the table again.
13. 14.
What Shaun Murphy has been excellent at this season is winning frames from well behind in a frame, making clearances. Wow.
Shaun Murphy, 14.
Well, I think Shaun said the same as me. Is he intimating that it rolled off?
I think that was always high, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was high when he hit it. It maybe moved even more to the right millimetre, but it never looked in. Careless.
Has he covered it? We're hoping he has.
One.
Well, chance of a exhibition type banana shot here. Loads of topspin off the cushion and round the other side of the red. Ooh. Not quite.
Eight. Shaun Murphy, 8.
If you asked him to play for the gap, I bet he couldn't find it. So, 45 behind. One snooker required. And a very dangerous frame, far from over. Jamie Jones, we've seen lots of frames won from only one snooker, so you have to be on your mettle here. Still need to play good shots. He's taking the thin one here. What he doesn't want to do is miss it completely and give the foul points away. Or going off. Oh. Even that isn't a great shot. He's pretty certain. You know, so Shaun can pot the two reds, two colours. That yellow next to the brown is absolutely ripe for a snooker. He's only got to play down in that area behind there. Little screw shot off the yellow behind the brown. So this is a chance.
One.
Pretty good shot, that. Let's make sure he leaves himself high on this black.
Well, I don't really know why he's looking at trying to play the snooker with the red, because if he puts the black, the red, comes out onto the black again and screws into the balk area, he's got an absolutely easy snooker. Looking at him. He doesn't have to play it off the red. I mean, he can play it that way if he wants to, but there's one absolutely staring him in the face at the balk end.
Pink ball.
I find it very strange he played the pink.
Well, I think he's bamboozled himself there, to be honest with you. He's overthought that completely, because why would you play the pink?
7.
Drop the black in, play the red, up into the balk area, stun him behind the brown. He's completely bamboozled himself. What's he going to snooker behind now? Very strange shot.
Sean Murphy, 7.
Well, he's still in this frame. You can obviously get a snooker down the line. Just got to avoid cannon in the black here. Hope he can get in behind the balk colours, but well, he hasn't, but he's got a very good second prize.
Lovely target for Sean Murphy now for Lane Snooker's yellow, brown and pink. And this, well, I thought he could just get an edge of the red. I don't know whether he's scared of the enough, but with the red in the open, he should hit it. When the object ball's in the middle of the table, it's always missable. Yeah, well done.
Might find himself in a little bit of trouble here. Jamie can just push the red up the table. Just needs a just off full ball contact here and just send the red up. Don't have to hit this hard, as long as you do that. Good shot. Can't believe you didn't see that one.
He's taken the black on. Well, he thought about the black. The reason is I want to take the blue is it means he needs 2 snookers. So this is frame ball. Should he miss this, he loses the first frame. Good putt under the circumstances, but he's not going to like the next shot.
Yeah, it was an excellent pot.
8.
Lucky to stay there. I mean, he couldn't really do anything else there with the cue ball. Just had to make sure he knocked the black in. That was a priority.
I'm a bit delighted with that.
Sean
I was thinking
Murphy,
during
8.
that situation when Sean Murphy was going to pop pink or black for the snooker, but don't see what Anders McManus has to say about that at the end of this frame. He would have played the right shot, definitely.
You can guarantee that. Never played the wrong shot. That's why he was that good.
Still in this frame, Sean Murphy. He's just got to, first priority, keep that object ball safe. And the way the balls are situated, I mean, if you could somehow manage to pot the yellow at some stage, get the cue ball in bulk, there's an easy snooker. Green and cue ball behind the brown, but that's what I said, keep the object ball safe. Now needs that yellow to go in. Frame over.
It's hard to be critical of someone who's such a good player, but when it comes to the tactical side, sometimes he's just, well, a little bereft. Has to be said. He's a brilliant scorer and magnificent cueist, but your Mark Selby's and your John Higginses and Neil Robertsons and the likes are just that bit better. Had a big chance in this frame to get an easy snooker there, Sean, and he's let a chance go.
Five.
Sean Murphy nods his head. The 67 break from Jamie Jones laid the foundation. He's won a very important first frame of the session. Draws level at 5 each.